the darkest corners of the Vatican lie secrets that could change everything we know about Jesus Christ. Apocryphal documents, written by those who lived in the early days of Christianity, hold hidden truths and surprising revelations. What do these hidden pages have to tell us about the life and mission of Jesus? With each passing day, more people ask themselves, what mysteries are locked in the secret rooms of the Church? Imagine that behind closed doors there are stories that go beyond the known Gospels, narratives that challenge the traditional view of faith. What does the Vatican fear they will discover? The fear that this information could shake the fabric of Christianity is palpable. Documents that talk about forgotten teachings, unknown miracles, and aspects of Jesus' life that have never been revealed. Why does this information remain silent? And what will happen if these secret files are finally exposed? Get ready for an intriguing journey where truth and faith intertwine. The story of Jesus may be much more complex than one imagines. What would you be willing to find out? Definition of apocryphal documents. Apocryphal documents are texts that, for various reasons, were not included in the biblical canon. This means that although they deal with Christian themes and often refer to Jesus and his teachings, they are not considered authoritative by most Christian traditions. The origin of the term apocryphal comes from the Greek, which means hidden or hidden. These documents have distinct characteristics, such as a different language and style than canonical texts, in addition to theological approaches that can differ significantly. A notable example is the Gospel of Thomas, which consists of a collection of sayings attributed to Jesus. Unlike the canonical Gospels, which narrate the life of Jesus in a narrative form, the Gospel of Thomas presents itself as a set of teachings that defy traditional interpretation. Another interesting text is the Gospel of Mary, which focuses on the figure of Mary Magdalene and her relationship to the teachings of Jesus, offering a unique perspective that is often overlooked. These texts therefore reveal a variety of beliefs and practices that coexisted with early Christianity. Although not officially recognized, they offer a fascinating glimpse into how different communities interpreted Jesus' message. This diversity is one of the reasons why apocryphal documents continue to be the subject of study and debate. History of censorship and concealment. The history of censorship of Christian texts is rich and complex. Since the first centuries of Christianity, the Catholic Church has been faced with a multiplicity of writings that present different views on Jesus and his message. In many cases, these texts were considered heretical or inappropriate, leading the Church to decide which works should be included in the Bible. The selection process, which culminated in councils such as Nicaea, was marked by heated debates and theological disputes. Reasons for classifying certain documents as apocryphal vary, but generally revolve around the need to maintain theological orthodoxy. Texts that contradicted established faith or presented an alternative view of Jesus' nature or salvation were often rejected. This censorship had profound implications for Christian theology, as it shaped how the story of Jesus and his teachings were passed down through the centuries. Furthermore, the hiding of certain texts can also be seen as an attempt to protect the Christian community from ideas that could destabilize the faith. This practice was not limited to Christianity, being common in several religious traditions throughout history. Censorship and concealment, therefore, have not only shaped the content of the Bible, but also influenced the way Christians understand their own faith. Revealing content about Jesus. Apocryphal documents offer fascinating and often groundbreaking insights into the life and teachings of Jesus. For example, some texts, such as the Gospel of Thomas, highlight the importance of self-knowledge and personal spirituality, suggesting that true understanding of God lies within each individual. This contrasts with the emphasis on ceremonies and dogmas of the traditional church. Furthermore, some apocrypha contain accounts of Jesus' childhood, presenting him as a child prodigy with unusual wisdom. These stories, often filled with miracles, challenge the best-known narratives of the canonical Gospels, which focus mainly on his adult life. These accounts expand the understanding of what Jesus' formation could have been and how he developed his ideas. Another interesting aspect of the apocryphal documents is the way they explore Jesus' relationship with figures such as Mary Magdalene. In the Gospel of Mary, for example, she is presented not just as a follower, but as a bearer of divine knowledge. This opens up space for a dialogue about the role of women in Christian history, which has often been relegated to the background. These eye-opening teachings and stories not only enrich understanding about Jesus, but also raise questions about the nature of faith and the spiritual quest. By exploring these unconventional narratives, scholars and believers are challenged to reconsider their own beliefs and the history of their religion. The Vatican's role in document preservation. The Vatican has always played a central role in preserving ancient documents, especially texts that are fundamental to the history of the Church and the Christian faith. The Vatican Apostolic Library, for example, is one of the oldest and most important in the world. It houses thousands of manuscripts, rare books, and historical documents dating back centuries. This shows how the Vatican values history and knowledge. Furthermore, the Vatican's secret archive contains records that may shed light on the Church's relationship with the world over the years. One of the reasons for maintaining confidentiality over certain documents may be the need to protect sensitive information. The Vatican may fear that the release of certain texts will cause controversies or even crises of faith among the faithful. For example, documents that contradict established dogmas can generate questions and divisions within the Church. Thus, preservation and archiving become a way of guaranteeing the stability of the institution. Another important point is that by keeping certain documents secret, the Vatican fosters a sense of mystery and respect around its authority. This strategy can make many see the Church as the guardian of sacred knowledge, giving it an almost mystical role. This perception can be beneficial for the Church, as it helps maintain the trust of followers. Furthermore, document preservation can also be seen as an act of historical responsibility. The Church has an obligation to maintain records that are an integral part of its history, even if some of them are not released to the public. This preservation work is vital for historians and scholars who want to better understand the development of Christian theology and practice over the centuries. Finally, it is interesting to note that the discussion about what should be preserved or disclosed is complex. There are voices within the Church that advocate greater transparency, while others believe that secrecy is necessary. This tension continues to be a topic of debate among theologians, historians, and members of the religious community, reflecting the diversity of opinions about the Vatican's role in document preservation. Potential impact on modern theology. The revelation of the contents of apocryphal documents can have a profound impact on contemporary theology. If texts that contradict or expand canonical narratives are released, it could lead to a reevaluation of many fundamental concepts of the Christian faith. Theologians may be forced to reconsider interpretations that, until now, were seen as definitive. This reevaluation can open space for new currents of thought within the Church. Furthermore, the faith of Christians can be challenged if these documents present a view of Jesus or spirituality that does not coincide with what is traditionally taught. For many, faith is based on dogmas that have been passed down over the centuries. The introduction of new ideas can create confusion and uncertainty. This, in turn, can lead to a crisis of faith for some, while others may find a new way of understanding their spirituality. Church doctrine may also be affected. If new texts are considered authentic, this may lead to a change in established practices and beliefs. The Church, which already faces modernization challenges, may have to deal with the pressure of updating its doctrines to align with new understandings, which can be a complicated and controversial process. Reactions from the religious community are also an important factor. While some may welcome this new information as an opportunity for growth and learning, others may see it as a threat to the foundations of faith. This can lead to divisions, with groups forming around different interpretations of the texts and their implications. Finally, dialogue between different strands of Christian theology may intensify. With the possibility of new revelations, studies and discussions can multiply, leading to a revival of interest in historical and spiritual issues. This can result in a more dynamic church, but also a theological battlefield where different opinions and interpretations clash. Conspiracy theories and alternative interpretations. Conspiracy theories surrounding the Vatican's concealment of documents have gained increasing attention over the years. Many people believe that the Catholic Church hides valuable information that could change our understanding of the Christian faith. These theories generally arise from the idea that the Church has an interest in maintaining control over the religious narrative, preventing apocryphal texts, which offer different views about Jesus and his message, from being widely disseminated. This vision creates a climate of distrust towards the Church and its intentions. Some theorists suggest that the reason for the concealment of these documents is the fear that their contents could destabilize the faith of Christians. For many, the idea that Jesus could have messages or teachings that are not in the canonical Gospels is disturbing. This belief fuels the notion that the Church, by preserving certain texts in secret, is trying to protect traditional doctrine and avoid internal conflicts. Thus, the conspiracy theory grows stronger with the notion that the Vatican has something to hide. Furthermore, there are those who argue that the Vatican's lack of transparency regarding these documents is not only part of a control strategy, but also reflects a historical reality of censorship. Over the centuries, many texts were considered heretical and banned, and this generated a distrust that persists to this day. People ask, what else could be hidden? This curiosity generates a cycle of speculation and alternative interpretation of historical events, leading many to believe that the truth is much more complex than the official narrative. These theories also find echoes in popular culture, where books, films, and documentaries explore the idea that there is a hidden truth that could change everything. The search for hidden truths resonates with a human need to understand the world more broadly and less limited by established doctrines. This search for deeper meanings can lead to interpretations that challenge traditional faith, but that also offer a space for questioning and reflection. Ultimately, the influence of these conspiracy theories on public perception of religion is undeniable. Many people are attracted to narratives that promise to reveal secrets and challenge authority. This can lead to a distancing from the Church as people look to alternative sources for answers. Thus, the discussion about apocryphal documents and their concealment by the Vatican continues to provoke heated debates, reflecting the complexity of religious beliefs and the incessant search for understanding. And so we come to the end of our journey into the hidden mysteries of the secret archives of Jesus. It is impressive to think that, among so many known truths, there are documents that can transform our understanding of the life and message of Christ. What do these hidden words reveal about your true mission? Imagine if suddenly one of these texts was released. What secrets of Christianity could be revealed? Is the Vatican really afraid of what these revelations could do? As you reflect on this, I invite you to dig even deeper. What other truths might be hidden in the shadows of history? What if there are answers to questions that have never been asked? Leave your comment below. Do you believe we should know all sides of Jesus' story? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next investigations into mysteries and revelations that could change everything you think about faith. And remember, the truth is often closer than we imagine. Stay tuned.